Hello and welcome back, children. In today's session, we're going to begin a new chapter that is division. Let's begin. Children, what is division? Division simply means splitting into equal parts or groups, or you can say dividing into equal groups. The symbol for division is a dash with a small dot above and below that dash. Sometimes the symbol slash is also used to divide. So if you want to divide two numbers, you use this symbol. Let's understand this concept with the help of an example now. As I just told you, division means equal distribution. So over here, we have to equally divide these 16 oranges amongst 4 families. Now we have 4 baskets. Each basket is representing the number of family. There are 4 baskets, means 4 families. And we have to distribute these oranges. So how will you do it? What if we distribute it by putting one orange or each orange in these baskets? So over here, now we have placed 1 orange in each of their basket. Still, there are some oranges left. And we have to divide it equally till it finishes. So let's repeat the process. We will put another orange in each of their basket. Now, each basket has 2 oranges. Still some oranges are left. We will repeat the process again. And now, there are 3 oranges. Still, we are left with 4 oranges. So let's put these oranges in each of their basket. And now we see that we have equally divided these 16 oranges amongst 4 families. What did you observe? We saw that each family gets 4 oranges. The first family has 4 orange, the second has 4 oranges, the third and the fourth, both of them have 4 oranges. So we just saw that we have equally divided 16 oranges amongst 4 families, and each family gets 4 oranges. So this is how you divide. Children, in division, we have to use multiplication tables. So you should know the tables by heart in order to divide. As you see, 16 divided by 4, in this we saw that 16 oranges were divided amongst 4 families. And we saw that 4 oranges were there with each family. So basically, sharing equally or distributing into equal groups is all what division is about. Division basically helps us to find out how many of a particular thing is there in each group. Okay, children? Now let's come to some terms that are being used in this concept. Words like remainder, dividend, divisor, and quotient. These are some terms which we will use further. Let's understand their meaning first. The first word is dividend. Dividend simply means the amount that you want to divide. In the previous example, we divided 16 oranges, so the number 16 is the dividend. So dividend means the number which you want to divide. Next is divider. The number with which you will divide is called divisor. For example, 10 divided by 5. So the number which we will divide it by is called the divisor. Here, 10 is the dividend. It means we have to divide 10. By which number? 5. So over here, 5 is the divisor. Next comes the quotient. After the division, there is an answer. In the previous example, we saw 4 families got 4 oranges, right? So the number 4 is the quotient. See over here, 12 divided by 4 equals to 3. So the number 3 is the answer. So the answer is called the quotient. Okay, children? The last word, remainder. Sometimes, children, we cannot equally divide things up. So there are sometimes things left over. So the leftover basically means the remainder. The things which are left over, the number which is left over is called the remainder. Over here, There is an example. There are 7 bones which we have to share with 2 pups. So if you see, the first pup has 3 bones and the second pup also has 3 bones. Still, there is 1 bone left. So the number 1 is the remainder. It means it is left. So basically, remainder means the leftover. So if you see, we have to divide 9 with 3. It means 9 divided by 3. So for this, we have to make a house like this. And in this house, the number which is bigger goes inside the house and the number which is smaller goes outside the house. Now, we have to count the table of 3 and see whether this number which is inside the house comes in the table of 3 or not. So 3 ones are 3, 3 twos are 6, 3 threes are 9. So what you have to do? 3 threes are 9, right? So we are going to simply write 3 threes are, and what is the answer? 9. So we will write this below this number. And then we are going to subtract both the numbers because division means repeated subtraction, children. Okay. So when we are subtracting 9 with the same number 9, so it means it is 0. As we know, 9 minus 9 is 0. So see, the number which you want to divide is the dividend. The number with which we have divided it is called divisor. The answer is the quotient and the leftover is the remainder. Another example. Now over here we have to divide 11 with 2. 11 divided by 2. So again we are going to make a house. The bigger number inside and the smaller number outside. Now count the table of 2 up to 11 and see whether number 11 comes in the table of 2 or not. 2 ones are 2, 2 twos are 4, 2 threes are 6, 2 fours are 8, 2 fives are 10, 2 sixes are 12. So children, does 11 come in the table of 2? No. So what you have to do is, you have to see a smaller number than 11, which is closest to 11 and smaller than 11. So if you see what is 2 fives are, it is 10. So it is closest to 11 and smaller to 11. So we have to find the smallest with the closest one. You have to keep 2 things in the mind, the smallest one and the closest one. So number 10 is closest to 11. So by how much? 2 fives are 10. So we will write 2, 5 above and 10 below. We will subtract 11 minus 10 and we saw the remainder is 1. So you will write 11 as dividend, 2 as divisor, 5 as quotient and the leftover is the remainder. Moving on. The classwork, children. The first question is 6 divided by 2. We have to make a house again. The bigger number inside the house and the smaller one outside. So just count the table of 2 and see whether 6 comes in the table of 2. Yes. By how much? By 3. 2 threes are 6. So we will write the number above and this answer below. 2 threes are 6. And we will be subtracting both the numbers. 6 minus 6 is 0. And then we will name them. 6 is the dividend. 2 is the divisor. 3 is the quotient and the leftover is remainder. Isn't it simple, children? Let's do another one now. 28 divided by 4. As I told you, make a house. The bigger number inside and the smaller one outside. Now count the table of 4, children, and see whether 28 comes in the table of 4 or not. Yes, it comes. By how much? 4 sevens are 28. So write down 4 sevens are 28. Subtract both the numbers and you saw 0 and 0. So 28 is the dividend here, 4 is the divisor, 7, which is the answer, is called the quotient, and the leftover is the remainder. Now children, we have another question, 28 divided by 3. Children, as I told you, make the house, the bigger number inside the house and the smaller one outside, and see whether 28 comes in the table of 3 or not. Just have a look at this table over here. We just saw that 28 does not come in the table of 3. So what do you have to see? We have to see the smaller number than 28 and closest to 28. So if you see, number 27 is smaller to 28 and closer to 28. So by how much? 3 nines are 27. So we will write 3 nines are 27. Children, over here we have to see if a particular number does not come in that table, we will take the next smallest number which is closer to that number. Next smallest. So we over here, if you see, 28 does not come in the table of 3. Which is the next smallest number after 28? 27. Right? It is smallest and closer to 28. So we will take that number and see. 3 nines are 27. We will write it down below. Subtract both the numbers. 8 minus 7, 1. And end of the answer. Now, 28 is the dividend, 3 is the divisor, 9 is the quotient, and the leftover is the remainder. Next question, 22 divided by 4. Again, the bigger number inside and the smaller one outside, and see whether 22 comes in the table of 4. No, 22 does not come. Now let's see which is the next smallest number and closer to 22. 20. 4 fives are 20. So we will write down 4 fives are 20 and we will subtract both the numbers. After subtracting, we saw 2 is the leftover thing. And then we'll name. 22 is the dividend, divisor, quotient, and 2 is the remainder. So simple. Children, you have to divide it and see whether the number inside the house comes in the table of the number which is outside the house. If it comes, you have to simply write down and subtract. In that case, the remainder will be 0. But if the number inside the house does not come, you will take the next smallest number and then subtract. Okay, children? I hope you've understood the concept of division. It's time for homework now. There are these 4 questions that you have to do. 27 divided by 9, 54 divided by 6, 21 divided by 3 and 32 divided by 4. You have to do the classwork as well as the homework in your notebook neatly. Okay, children? Thank you. Have a nice day.